Hello, this is Priscilla. Welcome to the Conversational Hour. If you are able to hear me, please introduce yourself. I can see Adela is here and Hussam. How are you both today?
How are you?
I'm great. And who is that speaking? Hussam?
How are you, teacher?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. So where are you calling from today, Hussam?
So I'm Hussein from Morocco.
Okay, well, welcome, welcome. And hello, Adela. How are you? Adela, how are you? I think that you are there. Maybe you just stepped away for a moment. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we'll talk about today's lesson. Now let's see, how am I going to get that? There it is. And you should be able to see my screen now, I think.
Yes.
Okay, great. So today our topic is crystal balls and fortune tellers. This should be an exciting day for us. Now I can see it, but I don't see, there it is. Now I need to pull it up once more from here and move it around. Got it. All right. So my name is Priscilla. I am a native English speaker. I have lived in the U.S. all of my life, and the one language I can speak well is English. I do wish to learn many others, but right now I'm very comfortable with my native language of English. My goal is to help each of you become great conversationalists, and we'll do that by allowing me to observe, listen, and make suggestions for each of you to help you conquer the skill of speaking excellent English. What I'd like to do is take a moment and ask each of you to read these words that are in the table above. But before I do that, I'm going to write down your names and assign you a number. When I assign you a number, this will help with expediting the reading and the other activities that we're going to be doing today. And A-L-D-O-N-A. Hello, Adona. How are
Hi,
you?
I'm
How are
fine,
you?
thanks.
Great. And then we have Kako, and we have Christine, and we have Sam, Sam, and Rodolfo. Hello, Rodolfo. How are you?
Hello, Priscilla. How are you? I'm fine,
I'm
thank
doing
you.
I'm doing great. It's nice to see you here. Adela, you will be number one. Aldana, you are number two.
Mm-hmm.
Rocco, you are number three. Christine, you are number four.
Okay.
Hussein, you are number five. And Rodolfo, you are number six. And if we get other people, I will add them. So Adela, I'd like for you to start, if you will. Would you read all of the words in the box above, starting with the word crystal, and go all the way down to mold? You may start now. I will be listening for the way that you enunciate each of these words. You may start when you're ready, Adela. Okay, I'm going to assume that Adela's not here, so let's hear from number two. Can we hear from the person
Yeah,
that is?
yes, I have.
All
Yes,
right.
I'm here.
Okay, Adela, would you read all of the numbers then for me?
But I'm in a
Okay,
a
that's
very
fine. That's why I'm
noisy
here. I'll help
place.
you.
And
I will help you. Just whenever you're ready, you may
Crystal,
start. I think Adela is reading the numbers. Adela, are you here?
yes.
Would you read all of the words in the box, please? Starting with Crystal. Crystal?
Mm.
All right, let's start with Adana. Aldana,
Okay.
would you read all of the words in the box, please?
Crystal, interpreting, gypsy.
Read all of them.
Okay, supernatural, strength, astrological, mystical, weakness, cards, crystallomancy, personality, belly button, palmistry, shape, fortune teller, palm, observation, hatchet, tarot, formation, and mold.
Okay, fantastic. Kako, could you read all of those words for us, please?
Yes, teacher. Starting from crystal.
Yes.
Yes. Crystal, interpreting, gypsy, supernatural, strength, astrological, mystical, weaknesses, cards, crystallomancy, personality, belly button, palmistry, shape, fortune teller, palm, observation, hatchet, tarot, formation, mold.
Fantastic. Thank you, Kako. Christine, would you read for us?
Crystal, interpreting, gypsy, supernatural, strengths, astrological, mystical, weaknesses, cards, crystallomancy, personality, belly button, palmistry, shape, fortune teller, palm, observation, hatchet, and I don't see the last column.
Okay, let's see if I can bring it over for you. Okay, I don't know how to. So it's mold. The very last word is mold.
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 Okay.
Great. And Hussam, would you read for us?
Shall I read?
Yes, please.
Crystal, supernatural, mystical, crystallomancy,
Good.
palmistry, palm, tarot, interpreting, strength, weaknesses, personality, shape, observation, formation, keep's eye, astrological, cards, belly button, fortune teller, hatchet, mold.
Okay. And the last person to read will be Rodolfo. Rodolfo, would you read for us?
Crystal, interpreting, gypsy, supernatural, strength, astrological, mystical, weakness, cards, crystallomancy, personality, belly button, palmistry,
Belly button.
belly button,
Belly button.
belly button,
Okay.
palmistry, shape, fortune teller, palm, observation, hatchet, tarot, formation, mold.
Okay, fantastic. So let's see if Adela can read now. Adela, would you like to try and read for us? Okay, Adela may still have some difficulty reading, and we're going to go on. Adela, when your microphone is working, just let us know. Let us start with Aldana. Aldana, would you start to read for us, please?
Okay, crystal balls and fortune tellers.
Okay,
Fortune telling is the practice of predicting the future, usually of an individual through mystical or supernatural means. Common methods used in fortune telling include astrology, tarot card reading, crystallomancy, reading of a crystal sphere, and palmistry. Are you interested in having someone read your palm? Would you like to take your chances with tarot cards? Would you like to visit an old-fashioned gypsy fortune teller who looks into a crystal ball and sees everything?
Okay, thank you. Aldana, are there words in that passage that you just read that gave you any difficulty?
No.
Great. What about anyone else in the group? Are there words in this passage that has given anyone difficulty?
No.
No,
Okay,
it's okay, teacher.
good. So now let us hear from Kako. Kako is reading.
Okay, teacher. There are many different forms of psychic art and different kinds of fortune-telling methods. For example, palmistry is a method of interpreting the shape of the hand and the lines of the palm to determine your character and life experiences. One type of palmistry attempts to tell your future by reading the lines on the palm of your hand. Another type of palmistry tries to read the strengths and weaknesses of your personality from the shape of your hand. Other forms of fortune-telling include the observation of the wind currents and cloud formations, interpreting the damage when a hatchet is smacked into a table, reading smoke, tea leaves, or coffee grinds, reading the holes or mold in cheese, and even interpreting the lines in your belly button.
Okay, great. Kako, are there words in what you read that gave you difficulty?
Grind.
Okay. And
I had doubt if it was red is
correct.
grind or green.
It's grinds. And what this is coffee grinds. If you drink coffee, sometimes you know that coffee comes from a bean, but you can't put the coffee bean in your cup. You have to grind the bean up. So this is what it's talking about. The fortune teller will look at some coffee that has been ground up, which is the past tense of grind. Grind, grind, ground. So coffee grinds are the tiny particles of coffee. All right?
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are there any questions from anyone else in the group about this passage that Kako just read?
No question.
All right, Christine, would you please start to read here?
Yes. A psychic is someone who claims to have paranormal or supernatural powers that he or she uses to answer your questions or make observations about you. The psychic might simply look you over and start talking, or they may use props or aids such as tarot cards, astrological charts, your palm, or pieces of jewelry or metal that has been
Teacher, I just heard some noise came from Priscilla. I wasn't able hear her. I don't know if it happens with another students. I got some connection issues, some sound issues here.
Yes, there
Yeah,
was
the
a
same
lot of
thing too.
noise coming from
Yes.
her mic.
I think it's the teacher.
I think it's the teacher too.
Yes, it's the teacher because we hear a lot of noise in her mic.
And she's writing something like, can anyone hear me or something? But
I didn't see.
you can see her screen. She's writing.
Yes,
Ah,
teacher. We can see the screen.
Okay.
So will we?
I cannot hear you, teacher.
I just
will
heard
start.
you saying okay at this moment. Maybe your
Okay,
sound is okay
teacher.
now.
Okay.
Oh, what is that?
We're alone.
No, you're not.
No,
We're here.
no, she will be back.
All right, I'm back now. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, teacher.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic.
Hello.
Let me pull, and we will begin again. Okay. All right, can you see my document?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Christine, would you start at the beginning? Thank you, Kako, for responding. When I'm typing here, if someone can just tell me whether they can hear me, that would expedite the process. I could still hear you all, but I wasn't sure if you weren't able to hear me until
okay.
Kako said he couldn't hear me. Okay, so
Okay,
Christine, would
teacher.
you?
Welcome.
Thank you. Christine, would you please start to read again?
Okay. A psychic is someone who claims
Okay, and this word is psychic. A
Psychic.
psychic. A psychic.
a psychic is someone who claims to have paranormal or supernatural powers that he or she uses to answer your question or make observation about you. The psychic might simply look you over and start talking. Or they may use props or aids such as tarot cards, astrological charts, your palm, or pieces of jewelry or metal that has been against your skin. Readings can focus on issues of the past, present, or future and are offered in various degrees of details and complexity.
Okay, thank you. That word again is psychic, Christine. Christine, are there words in this passage that you did not understand?
No, only psychic. I wasn't sure of the pronunciation, for being
Okay, it is psychic.
psychic.
Are there questions about this passage from anyone in the group that Christine just read? All right, then we will go to Hussam. Hussam, will you read here, please?
Teacher, I can't see the document in the screen. Okay, that's it. Okay. Visiting a psychic can be a lot of fun. How much of it you take seriously is up to you. However, it can be interesting to hear what someone who doesn't know you has to say about you and about your life. Most people who take psychics seriously often don't use them for predicting the future, but use them as an aid in expanding the way they view themselves and or their possibilities for the future. They see fortune tellers as advice or suggestion givers, rather than actually predicting what will happen in the future.
Okay, thank you, Hussein, for reading. Now we'll go back to the very top and I'll ask Rodolfo to read here. Rodolfo, would you
Okay.
please read here? Fortune telling.
Fortune telling is the practice of predicting the future, usually of an individual, through mystical or supernatural means. Common methods used in fortune telling include astrology, tarot, card reading, crystalmancy, reading of a crystal sphere, and palmistry. Are you interested in having someone read your palm? Would you like to take your chances with tarot cards? Would you like to visit an old-fashioned gypsy fortune, fortune teller who looks into a crystal ball and sees everything?
Okay, great. And finally, we will try we'll try Adela once more. Adela, if you're able to read, could you read here, please? If not, we will continue. Adela, are you able to read? Okay,
But she's
Adela's
not here.
not here. All right, so great. We are going to now take a look at the entire story and ask questions to make sure everyone understands what it is that we're reading. The first questions I'm going to ask of Aldana. Aldana, the answers are going to be in this passage and they are quick and easy. Aldana, can you give me one method that is used by fortune tellers to tell the future?
Yes, I think gypsy palm reading is quite popular.
Great. So that is a great answer, and I like the way that you delivered it. You said, I think, palm readers, so you gave me a complete sentence. Now give me two methods in a complete sentence, Aldana. What are two methods that fortune tellers use to predict the future?
The fortune tellers usually predict the futures with the molded cheese and belly button.
Okay, thank you. Kako, Adana just told me something about the belly button and molded cheese. What did she tell me, or what do you know about the belly button, Kako, and molded cheese as it relates to fortune telling?
Psychics read
Psychics.
psychics
Mhm.
usually read the curves of the belly button and the holes and molded cheese.
Okay,
But,
and
but they can also use astrology.
okay, but the question was if you didn't know what she said, but you did know what she said. So I only wanted you to speak on what she said. If you didn't know what she said, then you would tell me about something else. So what I'd like for you to do, Kako, is the way that you're speaking is fine, but there seemed to be a little bit of disjointedness in your comments. So I want you to say that the belly button and molded cheese is what psychics use to predict the future. Can you just say that the belly button and molded cheese is what the psychics can use to tell the future? Can you repeat those words?
Belly button and molded cheese are used by psychics to foresee the future.
Can you read that for me, Kaka?
The belly button and molded cheese are used by psychics to foreseeing the future.
Okay.
Are used
And it is foresee.
To foresee the future.
Now, the belly button and molded cheese are used by psychics to foresee the future. Can you try to sound similar to the way it sounds when I say it? The belly button and molded cheese are used by psychics to foresee the future. Kaka?
The belly button and molded cheese are used by psychics to foresee the future.
Okay, now are you reading it or are you saying it without looking? Close your eyes and say it. Close your eyes. I want to have the rhythm of natural speech. The belly button and molded cheese are used by psychics.
Yeah, the belly button is a part of our body that by which we were connected with our mothers during the gestation.
Okay.
During the period of pregnancy.
Okay. And that's not the question that I asked, but we'll go on. So now let's look at.
Can you?
That's okay, Kako. Kako, this question is for you. Can you tell me one thing about palm reading, Kako? Can you tell me one thing about palm reading?
Palm reading is a technique used by for example, gypsy psychics.
Okay.
In order to read the life of people that believe in it.
Okay. All right. So one thing about the palm reader is that they can look at your palm lines and tell something about the future. Can you read that for me, Kako?
One thing about the palm reader is that they can look at your palm lines and tell something about the future.
Okay, now can you tell me this without reading it? One thing about the palm reader is they can actually look at the palm lines and tell you something about the future. Try to sound natural without reading.
Okay. One thing about the palm reader is that they can look at your palm lines and tell something about the future.
Okay, good. Christine, can you tell me what Kako just said about a palm reader?
He said that it's a method for the psychic to read the future into your hand.
Okay. Christine, can you tell me, can you look at what I just wrote and somewhat do a response in that way? Christine, can you tell me what Kako just told us about palm readers?
Kako told us that one thing about the palm reader is that they can look at your palm line and tell something.
Okay. Now, Christine, I want you to tell it to me without reading. Christine, tell me Tell me what Kako just told us.
Kako told us that palm reading is that it's a method of telling the future by reading into your palm.
Great. Now, Christine, I want you to tell it to me without thinking about it, which means you should be able to say, Kako just told us that palm readers can read the lines in your hand to tell the future. Christine, what did Kako just tell us?
Coco told us that palm reading, it's a method of reading the future into your hand.
Great. And they use the lines to actually read the future. All right, so Christine, here's a question for you. When a palmistry is reading the strengths and weaknesses of your personality, where are they looking? Where is the palmistry looking when they're talking about the weaknesses and strengths of your personality? Christine?
The palmistry look usually in your hand.
Very good. I like that answer. The palmistry usually looks at the palm of your hand. And can you tell me what else might the palmistry do to tell about your weakness and strength? What else do they observe? What else does the palmistress observe?
The palmistry can also observe the wind, currents, and cloud formation.
Okay, that's the wind, currents, and cloud formation, like the wind.
Oh yeah, okay. The wind, currents, and cloud formation.
Okay, so Christine, what are some other things that a palmistress could do to tell the future? They could observe the wind currents and cloud formation. The palmistress can observe the wind currents and cloud formation. Christine, what are some other things that the palmist can do to observe your strengths and weaknesses?
They can read the smoke, the coffee grinds. I don't remember the pronunciation. Greens.
Okay.
And read also the holes, and the mold in the cheese.
Okay, and the last question, Christine, is what can a psychic do? Christine, what can a psychic do?
A psychic is somebody who claim to have paranormal or supernatural power.
Great. Hussam, can you tell me what Christine just said about a psychic? Hussam, can you tell me what Christine just said about a psychic? Maybe Hussam is not here. Is Hussam still here? All right. Rodolfo, can you tell me what Christine just said about a psychic?
Okay, to say about the psychic that.
Okay, I want you to say Christine just said, Christine told us. Can you tell me what Christine just said about a psychic, Rodolfo?
Christine just said about the psychic that is a person maybe with paranormal powers that can't tell you about your life or predict someone that happened in the future.
Okay. If a psychic is going to use jewelry or metal, Hussam, what will they do with it? How will they use it? If a psychic is going to use jewelry or metal, how are they going to use it? What will they do with it? A psychic will?
The psychic will can use jewelry or metal. Maybe he can take your jewelry and feel the energy of the jewelry, or maybe read something that.
Maybe they could put it on your. Maybe they can take the pieces of jewelry or metal and place it against your skin. Do you think a psychic can do that with jewelry and tell something about your future?
I don't think so.
Well, okay. Are you looking at the computer? Look at what I just highlighted for you.
Yes, okay.
Okay, and it says that a psychic can take pieces of jewelry or metal that has been against your skin and tell something about your future. Do you see it here?
Yes.
All right. Hussam, here's a question for you as well. Do you think visiting a psychic would be fun for you? Would going to a psychic be fun for you?
Hassan is not here.
Oh, Hussam is not here. Okay, so who was speaking?
Rodolfo.
Oh, Rodolfo. Rodolfo, would visiting a psychic be fun for you?
Yes, can be.
What would you like for a psychic to tell you, Rodolfo?
Maybe he tried to guess something about me, and
Okay. All right. If you were to go to a psychic, Rodolfo, what would you ask the psychic?
maybe I asked for my future learning English.
Okay. All right. So you might ask for your future. Okay, let me pull up my document again. I think it has gone. And let's see, how do I get back to you guys with my document? I don't think you can see the document, right?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
All right, let me see where it is. There it is. I think you can see it now. Can you
Not
see it
yet.
now?
Not
Not
yet.
yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. There. Okay, I think you can see it now. Yes?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So, all right. Let's see. Aldana, Kako, Christine, Claudio, and Rodolfo. Okay, Claudio, you didn't get to read anything about the psychic, but you will get to participate. But you'll be participating in a different manner based upon what you've heard them say about this art of fortune tellers. I want each of you to take a number. If your number is not here, then we'll create something else. So we'll give one to Claudio in just a moment. So number 1 would be Adela. Adela isn't here.
No,
So
she's not here.
I'm going to give number 1 to Claudio. But Claudio, I'll come back to you as you listen to what others will do. And I will take number 9. And I'm going to read number 9. I'm going to relate number 9 to fortune telling. So as I read it, I want to tell you something that I remember about the story of fortune tellers. I will start. The somber elevator operator started to scream in the basement on Tuesday, just for fun. The reason the elevator operator started to scream is because she had just visited a palm reader who told her that she would meet her husband on the 4th floor of the elevator. When she opened the door on the 4th floor, she met her boyfriend from 15 years ago. All right. It doesn't have to make sense, but I want you to try to express yourself in complete sentences. Does everyone have the idea?
What's the somber elevator?
Well, it doesn't necessarily matter what the somber elevator is, but the word somber refers to the person, which means that she was somewhat sad or reserved, and an elevator operator is a person.
Okay.
And this word somber describes the elevator operator. I just need you all to relate your sentence starter to the story. All right, so Aldana, would you like to try? I will help you.
To build out a story, yes?
Yes, you want to read The Smart Cook.
The smart cook repaired the bomb in the bus terminal during the party to cover things up.
Okay. Now continue with your story.
Ooh, difficult. Um, the party things. The fortune teller had told the cook that she was going to be arrested because her mother was going to tell the police that she was creating a bomb, and the fortune teller had to only look at the left hand of the cook to discover her bad deed.
Okay.
I would never invent it.
Okay. Now can you tell me this story of The Smart Cook without looking?
Oh, that would be difficult without looking.
Okay. Well, if you read it, try to tell it to us without sounding as if you're reading.
Okay. The story tells that there was a smart cook who repaired the bomb during the party, and then the fortune teller who was involved in this bomb reparation
Good.
told that the cook would be arrested because his mother told the police that she was creating a bomb.
Okay. Good. Okay, Kako. Kako,
Yes, teacher.
are you here?
Yes.
Okay. Could you read your story, please?
The timid radio announcer wrote a poem in the dark corner in December to confuse the investigator. The investigator, after reading the poem, thought that it was from a beautiful girl who lived in that street, on that street, and then he became psyched about the possibility of meet her and to be in the future her boyfriend. But he was tricked, and then the truth was revealed, and it was ludicrous.
Yeah, good word. Okay, that's great. And Christine, is Christine here? Christine?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, here's your story starter.
The wealthy quilter visited a cemetery near the huge truck 3 days ago for the senator. The psychic told him that he will see a secret document close to this place. Once he opened the secret document, he referred the direction to the stolen money that the senator had stolen. Once he found the money, the psychic told him to give it to an association for children.
Okay, great. Okay, great. And Rodolfo, you will be number 6. Great. Rodolfo.
The nervous kindergarten hid the poster about the kitties in the cart. The mom said to the kindergarten, the mom said to the kindergartner, this poster belongs to the sick kid on the 5th Street. I don't want you to go to the psych alone, so I will that the others moms go with me because I feel very nervous with that kind of people. Maybe the psychic can be make me dangerous.
Okay.
Maybe.
Very good. Okay, that'll be fine. Now can you tell it to me without reading, Rodolfo?
Okay. The nervous kindergarten hit in the poster about the kitten in the car. The mom said that to the kindergarten that this poster is to the sick kid, but she don't want go to the sick kid because alone because she feel nervous with that people. Maybe the psychic can be dangerous.
Okay, great. And Christine, I didn't get you to tell your story without reading. Can you go back, Christine, and read number 4?
The white sequester visited a cemetery near the huge truck 3 days ago for the senator, and the psychic told him that he will find the secret document, and when he wrote the document, he was able to know where the senator put the money he stole, and he decided to take this money and to give it to a children association, an association for children, sorry.
Great. Okay. All right, Christine, very nicely done. Thank you very much. All right, everyone, we did a wonderful job. I hope everyone had an opportunity to express their voice, learn something about the fortune tellers, and feel that you are a little more accomplished in talking about what we created a story, a small mini story of our own, and we embedded facts about a fortune teller within the story. At the top of the hour, I typically like to get feedback about what your thoughts are on the story or the activities that we did. I want to thank each of you, although Adela had difficulties today. I appreciate her coming. Adana, thank you for being able to stay. Kako, you're always welcome. Christine, it's a pleasure to have you here. Hussam, who was not able to stay, thank you for coming. And Rodolfo, I appreciate your presence today and always. So let's start with Adana. Adana, could you give us final words? What did you think of today's session?
Well, it was very useful for me as I discovered that there are some fortune tellers that may read the future out from the mold of the cheese mold or button bell.
Good. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Daldana. And Kako, could you give us your final words today?
It was a great class, teacher. It was a great opportunity to learn about new words and telling, using them. Thank you, teacher.
Okay, and Adolfo, thank you very much for expanding on your response. As I've said, and you have complied, that to say that it is a great class, I'd like for you to quantify it, and you did. So thank you very much. You told me that you learned new words, and I appreciate the fact that you did enjoy the class. Christine, would you take a moment and give us your final words?
It was funny, and I mean, different kind of courses. I learned new words too, and I think I will watch maybe to see not a psychic, but maybe to learn about reading into the world of Shales. I didn't know before. So.
Okay, fantastic. And thank you, and it was my pleasure to meet you today, Christine. Rodolfo, and your final words, please.
Okay, I learned new words about the topic to get the future and the psychics. I was confused about some vocabulary, but it was a good opportunity to improve my speaking.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Rodolfo. And to each of you that are with me now, that would be Aldana, Kako, Christine, and Rodolfo. My purpose is to always help you to explore your voice, use the vocabulary that is in the mini-story. I want to encourage each of you to use the vocabulary that you have learned today in other classes that you attend, and of course use this vocabulary that you've learned today in my class. The more you use the vocabulary, the longer it will stay with you, and you'll be able to use it in the future. So we can take what we've learned about fortune tellers, we can take what we know about the little mini story that we learned, and we can make mini stories out of everything that we do. This is what will help you to remember. So someone give me a word very quickly, and I'll tell you how I want you to practice all of this week. Just pick a word out of your head that may have given you difficulty in the past. It can be a word or it can be a phrase. Give me something very quickly that I can teach you to use the strategy of mini stories. Not everyone at once. All right, if no one has anything to suggest, I'm going to say thank you for attending, and I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Okay.
Thank you, Priscilla.
Take care, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao.